always been impressed with the vision that our founders had in those early days, in the infancy of the company, in the early days of the company, to suggest that we need to be a global organization. I transitioned into the PSD controller role in 1993 and recognized early on that for me to be successful, I needed to get on an airplane, I needed to land in these countries. I think my first trip was probably a 4-location in Asia trip of traveling into Australia, saying hello, introducing myself, spending a couple days there, getting on a plane, flying to Singapore, flying to Malaysia, and then ultimately flying into Hong Kong and China. And you know, some of those first trips for me, someone who hadn't traveled that much historically, was fascinating. You know, I think of some of my first memories of you know, kind of how generally we thought of PSD, and I think we were pretty well defined of what was North America, what was Europe, what was this division of Japan, and then I think PSD was just considered the rest of the world. The early challenges were really around what can we make out of that rest of the world. Some of those early days we may have been working through distributors, and our challenges there were early on to figure out how do we support this customer base in these regions of the world that we weren't necessarily focused on, because we had great growth in those other 3 regions. And it was really some great effort, some great vision of some of the early leaders recognizing we need to enter these markets. Our customers are someday going to be entering these markets, and we need to be there early. And you know, certainly have some great memories of traveling to some of these locations, meeting with the local management team on the ground, trying to determine exactly what our structure needed to be, how we needed to best serve those customers, but also a big challenge to determine what are the product needs of those customers. To a great extent, it was a full transformation of our business, from hiring people, putting processes in place, developing the appropriate product for those customers. So if the question is how have we been successful in these regions, it really gets to the talent of the people that we have on the ground in these locations. They're the right people, they're good people, and they're people that share the same passion that we have for success. Ultimately, determining how best to serve our customers. I think we have been successful. We're going to continue to need to be successful with this globalization. And I think ultimately what we recognize are a couple of great benefits from that globalization. Not only do we benefit from the growth that we enjoy from being in different markets, but I think that growth in not only helping the financial performance of the company is a great way to provide opportunities for our people and continue to challenge our people.